Welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am List 10, as you all know, and today, favorite sports team, the Lakers. Now, when it comes to the Lakers, that's my favorite team. I could talk about them all day, but I won't. I'll try to make this as short as I can, won't be too long. And what I'm going to be talking about is the Lakers' future, particularly next season, and how I think they will do next season. Because as you all know, last season it was a disaster. The Lakers finished with a 21 and 61 record, but as a result of that, we have drafted D'Angelo Russell with the second overall pick, and I think he's going to eventually be a star in this league. And I'm not one of those Lakers fans that are freaking out over these past couple of games in the summer league as far as his performance goes, because it's just the summer league. This kid, he has great potential. He's going to reach his potential, but he's still a rookie. He's gonna go through his bumps and bruises. He's gonna have his times where he looks worthy of being a number two pick, and there's going to be times where he does not perform well. That's just how it goes. Not every rookie, or most rookies, they don't always start off on a great note as far as a rookie season, like Kobe, for example. But what I want to do is first I want to talk about how the Lakers did in free agency. And they missed out on their top free agents that they wanted, such as LaMarcus Aldridge and Greg Monroe and DeAndre Jordan. And when they missed out on those three guys, for a few days, it kind of seemed like, okay, the Lakers, they striked out again in free agency and they're not really doing anything about it. That was kind of how Lakers fans, including myself, was feeling. We were just waiting for them to do something. And then they finally did something. They it was reported that they were going to trade for two-time All-Star Roy Hibbert. Now, I like Roy Hibbert. Of course he's not a top five center or anything, but he is a good defensive center, which is exactly what the Lakers need. They need someone to protect the rim and, you know, help out on defense, because the Lakers, they were horrible on defense last year and the year before. So Hibbert, he's going to help out a lot on the defensive end as far as rim protection, interior defense, stuff like that. He's going to get his block shots. And with him being in LA, maybe this is what he needs, because he didn't really perform well this last season. The season before that, he was selected to his second All-Star team. So, hopefully now with the change of scenery, change of environment, this will really help out Roy Hibbert and help him, I guess, resurrect his status in the NBA as one of the best rim protecting big men. And will he possibly become an all-star next season? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But I do think he will perform a lot better than he did last season and possibly start to become that all-star center that he was in 2014. Now, with that being said, Roy Hibbert, he's not great on offense. And he's a decent rebounder. But for this next season, the Lakers, they don't really need him for offense. They got plenty of offensive guys on the roster as it is right now. So, I mean, Roy Hibbert, he's no scrub on offense, but he's no DeMarcus Cousins or anything like that. But what the Lakers really need him for is defense, and anything that he provides on offense, that's going to be a plus. And then also the Lakers, they signed free agent Lou Williams, sixth man of the year for the Toronto Raptors. They signed him to a 3-year, $21 million contract. And Lou Williams, if you don't know about him, he's one of those guys that'll come off the bench and give you instant offense. And, he's an improvement for the Lakers. But the problem with Lou Williams and what he brings to the Lakers is, well, the Lakers already have someone like that in Nick Young. But it's been known for a while now that the Lakers are trying to trade Nick Young. Now, will that happen? I don't know. As of right now, we don't know what's the deal with Nick Young. But what we do know is that last season, he didn't perform how Lakers fans and NBA fans, for that matter, knew he could have. He didn't have a great season. Started off the season injured, so that wasn't good for him. But if the Lakers do end up trading Nick Young to, let's say, the Cleveland Cavaliers, trade him to Cleveland and get back Brandon Haywood's non-guaranteed contract of $10 million something dollars, and then waive him. Not only do they trade someone that most Lakers fans want gone and will help the Lakers as far as salary cap goes, that'll be a plus. And Lou Williams can come off the bench, provide offense for the Lakers, and he will be that guy that Nick Young was for us the past couple of seasons. And Lou Williams being the sixth man of the year, I don't think there will be any letdown as far as his performance goes next season. So, that's Lou Williams, Roy Hibbert, and also the Lakers picked up Brandon Bass from the Boston Celtics. And when I found out about this, the first thing that came to my mind was, wow, Celtics fans must be mad. And yes, they were. Because not only are they losing a guy that they all liked and were appreciative of how he plays, he's going to the Lakers, their arch rivals. But Lakers fans, we love it. Brandon Bass, he's durable. He can rebound the basketball. He has a good mid-range jump shot. He hustles. I mean, he does the things. He does the little things that you want a player to do. And picking up Brandon Bass, that'll be good for some of our younger big men like Julius Randle. Brandon Bass, he's going to be really good for Julius Randle, kind of mentor him and, help him become a better player, because I believe that Julius Randle will be starting at power forward next season. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll be Brandon Bass. We're just going to have to wait and see. But I like all three additions of Roy Hibbert, Lou Williams, and Brandon Bass. I think those three guys, they may not make the Lakers a playoff team next season, but they definitely make us a better team. The Lakers will be better than last season. And I think that's pretty obvious when you only win 21 games and end up being the worst team in Lakers history. So, I mean, not only with those guys, but the young core that the Lakers have that they have established. I mean, you got D'Angelo Russell, number 2 pick in the draft. Is going to be a star in this league one day. Passing is off the charts. He can score. He's going to be great. Then you have Jordan Clarkson, who is just coming off an all rookie first team type season last year, and been he's been going to work in the summer league. He has been the Lakers' best player by far in the summer league, and he continues to prove why he was worthy of being all first team on the rookie team. Because there are some doubters that think he only did as good as he did because he played on a very bad Lakers team. And that's not the case. This dude, he can play. He is worthy of his all rookie first team selection. And I mean, the Lakers got him at the 46th pick in last year's draft after trading after a trade that was made with the Wizards because they were supposed to pick them, but that trade happened or whatever. So the Lakers got him at 46th, and I would say that's a pretty good steal. Getting a guy that was drafted in the second round, 46th, mid-second round, and ends up being one of the best rookies in the draft and probably the best guard behind Andrew Wiggins, or if you consider him a shooting guard or a small forward, whatever. But Jordan Clarkson, he's another guy that's going to be really good in this league. You have those two. Then you also have the other 2 draft picks that the Lakers drafted in this past draft. Larry Nance Jr., who is a power forward, athletic. He plays defense. He hustles, and also Anthony Brown, small forward. He really can shoot the 3 ball. He plays good defense, and with those guys developing, it's going to be fun to watch the Lakers next season and other seasons to come. They have a good young core. And not only them, but you also have Tarik Black returning, Jabari Brown, who else? Ryan Kelly, at least for now, if he doesn't get traded. He's a stretch forward. He can knock down threes. And Robert Upshaw. Now, Robert Upshaw, he went undrafted. And, that's mainly because of the problems that he had with the 2 universities that he was at, Washington and I forget the other one. But he had his issues. He's matured, and he's a guy that could have went drafted maybe late first round, early second round. I mean, he blocks shots. He was one of the best shot blockers in the entire country when he was still in school. And, when he develops into the player that he can be, he's going to be a beast on defense and rebounding too. 7 foot, and he's still improving on offense. So Robert Upshaw can end up being good. So, and that's the young guys that the Lakers have. And with those guys plus the veterans that the Lakers have, and Kobe, the Lakers, they're definitely going to be better than they were last year. I don't know if they will make the playoffs. They might sneak into that 8th spot. I don't know. The West is pretty tough. So I'm not expecting them to make the playoffs as an 8th seed, but I expect them to be – I expect to watch a decent Lakers team this season. Because the past 2 seasons, they were not decent. They were horrible. And, we're in the rebuilding process, so it's going to take a couple years to get back on track. But right now, we're moving in the right direction because we're finally making progress. And then Kobe, this might be his last season. Who's going to be on the roster? Who's going to be that guy that's going to take over for Kobe? It may be D'Angelo Russell. It may be whoever the Lakers get in the next off season. And some of you are probably thinking, well, the Lakers, they have striked out in free agency the past 2 seasons. How do they expect to get a top free agent next off season? And my answer to that is, well, maybe they won't. But when it comes time for the 2016 offseason, they will be in a better position to get a guy that they want in free agency. And here's why. Because of their record. And what I mean by that is, the Lakers, they just came off the worst season in franchise history. And now you got a bunch of young guys. Julius Randle, who unfortunately only played 14 minutes last season. D'Angelo Russell, who hasn't played in an NBA regular season game yet. Jordan Clarkson. Free agents, they may look at that and think, well, they definitely see that the Lakers aren't in a position to win next season as far as contending for a championship goes. But with next season, let's say the Lakers win, I don't know, let's say they win 40 games and they're competitive, they play hard. Now these free agents look at this team and they're like, wow, they have a good young core. They're definitely gonna have cap space with Kobe's contract coming off the book and Roy Hibbert's. So they're gonna have the money to spend to not only add a top free agent, but maybe another, second tier free agent. I don't know, but the Lakers will be a more attractive destination next season because they won't be one of the worst teams in the league. They won't be the worst team in franchise history. And maybe a free agent looks at them and think, I can take this team to the next level because, these veteran free agents, they want to win. So I can't blame LaMarcus Aldridge for going to the Spurs. That was the best choice for him. Can't blame DeAndre Jordan for eventually deciding to stay with the Clippers. That's the best choice for him. How he went about that, I don't even want to get into that. But, he's now with the Clippers, a winning team, a team that's going to contend next season. So, these teams, these free agents, they want to win. So, hopefully next offseason is better for the Lakers. They'll be a more attractive destination, and we'll see what happens. But I do know that the future is bright in Los Angeles. The future is definitely bright. D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, and the Lakers, they don't have their starting five. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. D'Angelo Russell, second pick, Jordan Clarkson, all rookie first team, Kobe at the small forward, which may end up being better for him instead of playing the shooting guard position, in his 20th season, I believe. Julius Randle and Roy Hibbert. It's not a bad starting five at all. And with the rest of the roster, I think this team could surprise some people and definitely be a competitive team in the West, because in the East, it's a whole different story. They'll make the playoffs in the East, but unfortunately, they aren't. But the future is bright. And with that being said, that is all I have as far as Lakers go. You know, I believe they will be fun to watch next season. And now, before I wrap this all up, just want to address a couple of things. There's been a few of you guys that have been asking me, how come you don't do top five lists anymore, or how come you don't do them as often? Well, here's the thing: I do still do top five lists, but they're not always on Twitter like how I used to do. Tweet them on Twitter like every day. Now, what I'll do is I'll write an article about a top five list for sportstalkfeed.com. Make sure you guys check out that website. A bunch of great sports articles about various sports. So you guys check that out. But I'll write articles of a list that I have. For example, my most recent one that I did was top five NBA rivalries since 2000. That was an article that I wrote. And for those of you that did not see it, it was the list went number five, I believe, Spurs versus Suns. Number four, um, Mavericks and Spurs. Number three, Lakers and Kings from the early 2000s. Number two, Lakers and Spurs. And number one, Lakers and Celtics. That was that list. So I still do top five lists, just not as often. But what I will start doing is if I do a list that is in an article, for those that miss it, the next day I'll just tweet the list, not the article, but the actual list, so everyone can see it, or at least everyone that is on Twitter at that time, they can see it, comment on it, give feedback and stuff like that. And I'll try to do. I can't do lists every day like I used to for various reasons, but I'll try to do one or two during the week. I'll definitely start doing more on the weekends so I can provide you guys with more lists and more stuff to debate about on Twitter. And as far as doing this goes, this little podcast, I'll try to do at least one per week, maybe two. And hopefully you guys enjoy that, and more people start to view it and whatnot. So with that being said, that is it. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoyed it.